What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I got to thinking about why I enjoy riding so much, and I think it's pretty similar for just about everybody that does ride. I'm a bit of an overthinker myself. I can sit and stew on one subject for what feels like hours on end. But I've found that when I'm riding, there's literally so much input. So much to pay attention to that I tend to hyper focus on what's around me and what I can actually act on, as opposed to overthinking situations. No, to some of you that may not make any sense, especially those of you that don't ride, but if you do, you probably get exactly what I'm saying. It's one of those throttle therapy parts of this. But I get out on these two wheels and I'm forced to focus on what this guy in front of me is doing, what's coming off the side of the road, what's behind me. Really quiets down life. It makes you realize that there's some things that you just can't control, you don't have any control over, so worrying about them does you no good other than spending the energy worrying about it. Right now, all I'm thinking about is this dude in this Mustang. It's a sick freaking color. He's kind of getting too. But yeah, there's parts of my life. Let me say this, I'm an extremely methodical person. It's very rare that I do something emotional or out of response in my life. It's all generally planned, and when it doesn't go to plan, I get distraught. It's rare that I'm in a situation that I'm not prepared for. But when I get on this bike, it's all a little bit out of my control, if that makes sense. So, plan as I might, I really don't know what I'm doing until I'm in a situation and I'm forced to react to that situation. Like right now, you might be able to tell, notice how the audio is turning out, but I'm in about a 30-mile-an-hour headwind, going 55, pushing me all over the place. This road is in way worse condition than I remember it being. And I am just reacting. swerving, leaning into the wind, feeling heat, feeling cold. Nothing else I can do. There is no planning my way out of this. Even now, like I'm watching this guy, I don't have my turn signal on. He was about to pull out in front of me. Sick mini bikes. But that's a lot of what riding is. Even in my videos, you see me and I'm largely on these back roads in the countryside. There's not a lot of people. There's still things. There's still deer, dogs, cats. I had my first possum encounter the other night where he was trying to run in front of me, literally was swerving to get out of his way, and he was darting right underneath my tire. You know, it's don't get me wrong, it's laid back compared to city riding. Which, by the way, I grew up in the city. When I bought my first bike, I still lived in the city, and it scared the shit out of me to ride it in the city. So I basically never did. To really, I'll share two stories about the city. So my very first bike that I ever bought was I think it was an 02 or 03 Yamaha R1. So a leader bike, very first bike. I had never ridden before, but a guy at work had shown me, and that's who I bought it from, was a guy at work. He was hard up, he needed some money for something, so I paid next to nothing for that R1. And got a ride into work, picked it up. We got off work, I think 10 or 11 o'clock at night, so the roads were fairly empty in the city, but not completely. And I lived off of an interstate at the time. So I rode a state road to the interstate, which was nerve-wracking as shit. Could barely get the thing going, you know, get it going from a stop and all the good jazz. Figured it out. Got on the interstate, and I think I had it in third gear, but it honestly could have been second. Got going on the on-ramp up to interstate speed, merged, and I was like, you know what, let's see what this thing will do. So I just ripped it. Just gripped and ripped it. Pedal to the metal, so to speak. And power wheelied the shit out of the thing. Got up to probably 100, 110 in the blink of an eye. And luckily, put it down safely. Got off the interstate. My house was 2 minutes from it. And pulled it in the garage. And then I sold it the next day to another buddy at work, actually. And I bought my Ninja 250. So I figured 250cc, you know, Ninja. I'd always dreamed about a Ninja. I watched this guy, his name was Rebel Yell on YouTube. He had a Ninja 250. And just fell in love with it. And I bought me that Ninja 250. Rode it around my neighborhood like a handful of times. Yeah, rode it around my neighborhood a handful of times, and then I finally got brave enough to put it on just the main road right in front of my neighborhood. Don't even think I traveled half a mile, probably less, but in that half mile I had some dude just riding my ass. Mind you, I'm going 10 mile an hour over the speed limit already, but he was feet, it felt like, from my back tire. I had one person pull out in front of me on the way, and then where I turned around, I nearly dropped the bike. And then on the way back, I had another person nearly pull out in front of me. Had to emergency stop on that one. And I parked it and didn't ride it for 2 years. My very first ride. So, all that to say, unfortunately, if you're in the city, you're gonna have to deal with that kind of stuff. It just isn't, it's not gonna be peaceful like this. Now, what I'd recommend is just boogieing out of the city. I mean, everybody knows where the roads are a little quieter. So deal with that shit for a short time. Get out into roads like this and mellow out. Yeah, the hyper-focusing part, while it can be nice to clear your mind, can also take a toll on you. Doing it for too long or for too hard, it'll beat you up. You'll just be over it. And this hobby is not a chore. It's supposed to be fun. So keep it fun. Alright guys, I'm gonna pop in and grab me a few things from town. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Hope to see you on the next one.